Hello, everyone. Welcome back to more New Cats. We're feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little more irie. You know what I mean? Because we are national champions, and because we're national champions, our entire roster thought it would be a great idea to just not play for us anymore. Every junior was like, you know what? It's clearly not getting better than this. I'm getting going while the going is good. I mean, everyone, man. Potts, who had the scoop and score and the pick in the national title game, he's done. Woodruff, who won DL of the year, he's done. Richards, who had 2 picks in that game, he's done. Jameel Williams, our best receiver, he's done. I mean, come on, man. What is going on? Clearly, at least some of these guys are worth keeping. And this is where I learned through all my recording that I've mentioned in the past couple videos that it is not worth wasting recruiting points trying to keep your juniors because, as you can see, most of those guys are leaning towards leaving. They don't even care. They don't even want to stay. They're pretty content with leaving Northwestern. And Kyle Meyer's also leaving, bro. He's also saying, nah, dude, I'm done here. So I threw some points at people, but there you see, they're all just like, nah, we're going to go to the draft. And like, dude, no one's drafting a 1-year starting Northwestern quarterback, even if they won the national title. I don't care. It's not happening. And I got to stop thinking like that because this isn't your mom's Northwestern, okay? I've completely revitalized this program. We have been one of the top teams just in the country the last probably 5 or 6 years. So we are officially the real deal Holy Field. We are basically taking over Alabama's spot, really. Have you seen Alabama? I haven't. It's just Northwestern. So moving ahead after our disastrous sort of wasting of recruitment points, we still load up on the blue chips because that's what we do here at Northwestern. You might as well just call us Blue Chip State. Okay, forget Blue Mountain State. It's Blue Chip State, baby. Because that's all we do is collect blue chips. So we have had the top recruiting class for the last 5 years, and it's looking like we're going to have the top class again, and we do, with another 16 5-stars. Again, no one coming even close to that number because that's just an absurd number of blue chips to have. We're literally getting 16% of the top prospects in the country, and no one else is even getting half that, or is at the most getting half that. So top 25 recruiting classes is about the same. Hey, there's Alabama. They're right there. Maybe they're on the come-up. Who knows? This could be the start of their come-up. North Texas comes in. Marshall. Gross teams in the top 25. Not seeing a lot of our perennial people who give us a lot of problems, a lot of fits, man. Just Ohio State, I think, is the only other Big Ten team I saw that was in the top 25 for recruiting classes. So we did beat Wisconsin last year. Wisconsin had a bit of a fall off. They went 10-3, which is still like great. Like it's a great season, but they've been contending for the Big Ten title every single year alongside us. They've been the reason we haven't won it every year, pretty much, either them or Ohio State. And so for Wisconsin to find a way to lose 3 games last year, including one to us, that is definitely a fall from grace in air quotes, if I do say so myself. So, but Ohio State seems to still be keeping things pretty sharp and clean. Michigan has completely fallen off, which is kind of funny because that is on brand with how I think Michigan's real life history kind of went. Like Michigan was really decent these first couple of years in our dynasty, and then ever since they've just kind of fallen off. They were never this bad in real life, obviously. Like consistent, like 6-6 or 7-6, 6 and 7 years. Like they were never like that bad consistently, but they definitely did have some bad years interlaced in there before Harbaugh would get that program going in the right direction, which would be right around this time, I think, as we head into 2016. So we are the class of the Big Ten in 2016. Obviously, the playoff would be a real thing at this point, but it's not a thing. Maybe it would be a fun thing at the end of these years to look at the top 4 rankings and just see, hypothetically who a playoff would be, because that'd be gross. I mean, we have a Virginia Tech national title. We have, 2 Air Force national titles, or at least 4 appearances in our sim, so it would probably get really gross really quick. So, but as we look over our rosters, we're reordering things, figuring things out. The team is still looking pretty dominant. For the most part, there's definitely some positions where we don't have as much depth, or we took a step back as far as starters are concerned. So we're not the same Wildcat team we were last year. I'm not sure what that's going to mean for us because now that we've got one national title, I want to just keep getting them. I really just want to keep contending for them every single year. I don't want to fall off. I want to keep at that level. And if we don't stay at that level, then, what are we doing? With the top recruiting class, I mean, there should never be a year where we're not doing that. But it's really hard to repeat, to do multiple in a row. I mean, I don't know the history so much as back-to-backs and three-peats. Obviously, Georgia just did back-to-back in the last couple of years. But again, this is 2016 and a completely different history scenario in which Kirby Smart is not going to go to Georgia and do that. So all we have is our results here in this game. So I think we actually do have a couple repeats overall so far. The same teams go every year. That's been the consistent thing with the national titles in our sim so far. Excuse me. I'm a little sick, so I'm trying to fight my way through these videos so I can get them done because you guys deserve them. Probably not with me sick, but it is what it is. Looking at the rest of the roster, it is a solid roster, top to bottom. We graced the cover of Sports Illustrated yet again. Clearly, the college football world is anticipating another fantastic year from the Wildcats. Can we still be that team, even though we lost all of our biggest contributors who were juniors? I mean, if those guys were all seniors coming back, it would be a different story. This year's schedule is pretty weak, considering compared to years past. So, as we head into the sim, let's see how things go as we start off with another victory over South Carolina. It's our first time playing the Gamecocks in a few years. It's been a while, but we've played them before in the sim as we pick up another win against the Utes, the Utah Utes, that is. And that's going to take us on the road to Washington State. I believe we lost this game back in year 2. This is the same schedule. I think we lost this game to Washington State, but we do win it this time just by a touchdown. It's a close one, but that does put us at 3-0. Ohio State already lost a game, so they're 11th heading into this game. They've moved up to 9th now and are 3-1. This is a huge game, huge implications, and we find a way to lose it. So I think that pretty much crushes all natty hopes for us anyhow. I mean, we pretty much have to go perfect. We've had a lot of one-loss seasons, and that's pretty much done it. So I hate to say that, but can we get right against the Gophers in the Metro Dome like we always do? And yes, we can, as we pick up a 48-27 victory over the Minnesota Golden Gophers and get back into the win column. Indiana, who is winless heading into this game yet again, 0-6. We pick up another win to send them to 0-7 and go to 5-1, 2-1 in the Big Ten. So we are still 6 here. We're in the top 10. We're creeping our way back up as we pick up a little gimme game against San Jose State, who's normally very bad in this game, but I think we've played them a couple times already, but they're 3-4. Nothing to slouch at. Wisconsin, who's crept up to number 2. And if we can't win it, then we're going to at least ruin it for Wisconsin. We potentially spoil any and all hopes for Wisconsin to make it to the BCS as we beat them 24-16 on the road. I mean, that pretty much settles the whole rivalry between the two of us, right? I think it does, as we pick up a win against Purdue. And now we are creeping our way back into the conversation. We are number 4. If we could just win out, we could probably still be a lock for that, or at least in the conversation, as we beat Penn State on the road again, a bad Penn State team. 63-9 is just absolutely heinous. And that is going to take us into the Big House to play the Michigan Wolverines, who are 5-6, and we lose that game by 2 touchdowns. The Michigan Wolverines play their best football at the very end of the season to get themselves bowl eligible potentially and ruin our season formally as we drop to 14th. And Illinois, the Fighting Illini, our rival, who only win max 4 or 5 games every year, comes into this game ranked 13th at 9-2. We have the same record. This game has so many stakes, but we still crush Illinois because that's what we do. We're just the better team. We're the 6-star prestige, 9-2, and Illinois was for sure the 3-4-star prestige, 9-2. So we continue to hold on to the Sweet Sioux Axe. Through our bye weeks, we creep up to number 11 in the country. So that's really unfortunate for us. Things started off well. We kind of bounced back from our loss. That was early in the season, but unfortunately Michigan had other plans for us. It's about time they got the revenge on us, honestly. After all the times we've kicked them around at the Big House, at Ryan's Field, it's about time they got some payback on us. So we get an invitation to play Tennessee once again in that coveted Capital One Bowl, because that is all we get, bro. It's either the national title, or excuse me, it's the Outback Bowl, not the Capital One Bowl. I'm just so used to going to the Capital One Bowl. So, but in the next video, we will cover that game and the stats, and look ahead to the next year. So I hope to see you all there when we cover all that.